Hi, I'm Peter Russo for 101 Small Business Mastermind, and I have Frank with us today as usual. Say good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Frank. Let's get the show going.
All right. We both had quite busy weeks, you know, from business standpoint, and that's all been really, really positive. However, I realized in my Defender business, I've been selling, well, for the lack of any other analogy, I've been selling an ice cream cone without the ice cream. I sell the tool out, right? And then you add what you want. Now, that was a natural place for me to go to. A lot of military people, we buy a weapon and then we customize it to what we want. So my thinking was always that way. Well, gosh almighty, not a good idea. So in a push to increase my product line offering and to raise my average sale up, which every entrepreneur ought to look at. Once you have a basic hamburger, you ought to look at how you can get that up, you know, and also serve your clients too. And so I started to offer now what I call a full up. And a full up Defender comes with a new clip that we have, so you can clip it on your belt, in your pants pocket, or gee, look at me, Frank. I actually have one on my body right there. And a lot of people won't even see that darn thing, but there it sits. And so I'm delivering these things, yeah, right there.
Yeah, I see it.
And
yeah,
I can pull it up here in a minute. There it is. Okay. This particular version here, the hook is a little, or the hook is a little loose, but altogether good. It actually is an experimental version. However, all of this stuff comes with, you know, friction tape and the added versions. We have now a new Kydex holster that actually has a clip, so it can clip on you, your web gear, your car, and this fits right in the clip like that, okay, and deploys. Let's see if I can deploy that without a cord. Out it comes. So I decided to get more fully featured stuff out and going here. Let me put this on so you can see that. Long ago, we had an ability to have these things on our bodies and in a holster like this, okay? And I'll sit back a little bit so you can see it. Super duper easy way to carry it, elegant way to carry it. And when you need the tool, by the way, the two knots up here are designed so they are friction. They hold in a pull. They don't tighten up on you. How cool is that from a deployment standpoint? So I'm now offering the full up version. It's an ice cream cone with the ice cream and the sprinkles on top. And in doing so, I have now offered, we're going to go see a video here in a second, I'm trying to tie in, as you pointed out the other day, because I counseled with you about this approach, and you said, I said I need to tell stories, success stories, and you said everybody loves stories. You want to talk about that a second? I mean, you were really counseling me to get that in there.
Yeah. People, well, a couple of things that came out in our discussion. Number one, about the stories. People listen to facts for a while, then they just blend together because they're facts and they're boring. People listen to stories, but they remember stories. The stories make them feel. And when they make you feel, people remember the feelings that they had when they heard you talk. So stories are a great way to get your point across. And I love the kit. We're going to talk a little bit more about the kit business as we go forward. Yeah, and that is awesome. That is just awesome.
Yeah, and I happened to talk. I mentioned it in our warm up in the green room with a client yesterday. About an hour and 40 minutes we talked. 70-year-old worried about his strength in his hands, and these tools literally grow old with us. That's the whole idea. You don't need grip strength to utilize them, and so a lot of fun. But let me show you. Let me share. This is the Spec Ops tool 2 full up. Okay, this is the page that you go to. I added a a gallery here, but let's watch this and I'll get it started and then we'll head over to YouTube and see it. All right, Master Peter Brusso here again, looking at the full up Spec Ops 2. Now, the full up, this is the first one you've seen, comes with a neck rig, a Kydex holster with a clip on it, allows you to clip it anywhere on your body that you can put a clip on, belts, pockets, web gear, purses, whatever. And then the tool itself, of course, really nice. Notice these two knots up here. They scoot up and scoot down so you can make it higher or lower, even on the side. But notice carefully, when you deploy the weapon, they don't tighten up around your neck. Just that easy. Deploys very nicely, very quickly. Now, the full up comes with, of course, a clip, and the clip moves around so you can clip it literally, well, anywhere you want, frankly. There it is on a cord, but it could be around your neck or up on your collar even. Get that off now. And let me just try that out here. See if I see, there it sits. Get this over there. Very easy way to carry it, quite frankly. You even forget it's there. So these clips are really nice. What they'll do is they come, you can put this directly in your pocket, just like a clip-on knife. So the clips are nice, comes with that. I put that on myself. And then friction tape, which really increases your grip, enhances your grip immensely over these tools. So the full-up version of the Spec Ops 2 comes with all of those. It comes, also it comes with a standard breakaway lanyard, which fits on the end. I won't take the time to do that at the moment, but our standard lanyards minus the hook doesn't come with it. Hook goes on your belt, anywhere you want. Quick pull, breaks apart like that. These are rated for 1,000 breaks. Hopefully you never have to do that in the big picture of life, and there you go. Now, the Spec Ops 2 is a nice low-profile tool. You don't really see, you don't see it very well. Of course, it has a great sharp pummel boom, any anti-grab stuff, top of heads, almost anything, they're going to let you go. But also it has this point in the front. You allow people to run into it, they punch at you, they kick at you, ouch, big time. Now, one of the few times I actually took somebody down, I took him down with this. I wish I'd had a regular one, but I did so much damage to him, I was embarrassed, quite frankly, that I did that much. And he was like 6'4", 6'5", 325 pounds, big boy. Took him right down, arm bar, you know, with a grab off a finger, boom, down. Sheriff came by. I was up on the side of a hill. This guy had stolen from a store, ran out. Everybody's chasing him. My brother and I got in the car, followed him down. They caught him. Well, the box boys caught him. The box boys were getting thrown off of him like rag dolls. I walked up through the bushes and up onto the side of the hill, and I grabbed his finger and arm barred him right, face planted him right in the ground, and that's where he stayed. All due to my tool. The cops came by, and off-duty Orange County Sheriff helped me put handcuffs on him, so I got him sitting up, and he decided he's going to get up and run with the handcuffs. Well, he'd lean over to get his feet up underneath him, and of course I would take my tool and stick the point right in his ear canal. Ouch, he didn't like that. He went on the other side. I just transferred over, got him stopped there, and I just kind of held him right there. You're not going to get up. We're going to wait for the rest of the sheriff to get here, police to get here. Well, I finally ended up on the back end of this is a great soft tissue grab, so I grabbed a hold of his whole ear and just held him right there. He wasn't going anywhere. Well, he was bleeding from both ears, unfortunately, because as he decided he was going to get up and this point was in his ear canal, it did a job there. However, at any rate, the cops finally got there, and I waited 10 minutes holding him, you know, by the ear. And I finally asked him, isn't somebody going to come up here and get him? They said, you're not a cop? I said, no, I'm a civilian. You know, and they kept looking about what I had in my hand. They couldn't quite see what I had. And as they start up, I put this in my pocket, and they took over, and I walked away, and that was the end of that. But I had wished I'd had a regular Defender. This is a no-nonsense, in-your-face, gonna hurt you type of Defender, and I was trying to be nice to the guy. So at any rate, full up, Spec Ops 2, take a good look around the website, and remember, when the bad guys come a-calling, like that guy did, you give them the bad day. You always are going to have a good day if you have a Defender. So I'll see you around the site. So there you go, Frank. What do you think of that?
I like that. I like that a lot. And I love the story at the end because it's relatable. Hopefully none of us will be faced with that situation. But in your case, you were assisting. You weren't the victim because he didn't rob you, but you were assisting the capture of the bad guy, as you call him.
Right.
And you gave him a bad day. It was his choice. He could have stayed there and listened to you, but he decided he wanted to squirm. And then he tried to do it again, and then you did the soft tissue in the ear thing, and he said, man, who is this old guy?
I actually don't think he even, well, he was looking straight ahead. He never saw much of me, I don't think. I don't know, but yeah, you know, and it was so funny because all the police were there. There was like 4 squad cars for 10 minutes. Nobody even came up. It's like, come on. Hello.
Right.
No, I got lunch. Getting cold. We're burning daylight here, you know. And my brother, he sat on the hood of the car, and he ate his burrito and watched me deal with this guy. I was the movie in the entertainment value. And the funny thing, too, was nobody caught it but my brother. The Marines had been at our house for 3 months doing the MCMAP, Marine Corps Martial Arts Program, and they always call out what they're going to do before they do it, you know, like gray belt, flexicuffs, double flexicuffs, a person non-compliant, you know, and so they always call out the order, then they do their thing. So I call that an order when I face planted this guy, you know, gray belt, armbar, you know, subject non-compliant, you know, just for fun. Nobody else got it but me. But the Marines loved it. Yeah, the Marines loved it. Too bad there's not any video of that, but it is what it is. So, you know, coming down to maximizing, I think the takeaway that I wanted to give other entrepreneurs was you have a basic product or service. How do you repackage it repackage it? And in my case, I missed the mark. I really needed to offer a full up system, not parts of the system, and you build your own. Okay, there's certainly a place for that, but that has been for 14 years pretty much the basis of what I did. And I said, oh gosh almighty, what was I thinking? Clearly I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, people for the most part, there's no absolutes, so I always have to say for the most part, want to buy a solution to a problem.
Correct.
You packaged it to address a problem. And you didn't say, well, here's what you can use, and I'll give you this option, this option, this option. If you want. It was just too confusing. You now have a kit.
Right.
Here's a problem, and here's the kit that addresses that problem. Boom.
Yep. The stuff I'm working on now are, in fact, these package deals. We talked about that a couple of days ago. My first package out today is going to be the anti-home invasion. You know, you get X number of these tools all outfitted, ready to rock and roll that you can place throughout your house, right? I mean, clearly you've been out here and somebody would be really foolish to attack me in my house. I mean, it's really foolish, but I have one of the more disastrous items, the owl, hanging on by each door, literally. And so it really, somebody's out front. So it really is right there. I don't have to think about it. And that's part of the home invasion concept, is you place these things where you normally are in your house, so you don't have to worry about wearing something. It's just right there for you, you know. So that's the first package that goes out today. I got probably 10 or 12 packages that I'm going to be putting out. A solution to a problem.
Excellent.
So there you go. All right. I understand that you're learning Camtasia and liking your
Yes,
videos.
yes. For the last 90 some shows, I guess I don't know we're up to now. I've been doing something we call the
98
twin.
today.
What is it?
98.
Wow, we just call it twin this week in the news, which I talk about people. Most of them just regular folks like you meet at Home Depot or at a Starbucks, who did extraordinary things. And I took a lot of pride in writing the story and then relating the story and then telling a little lesson at the end of the story. And I enjoy that, but I was missing something that I talk about, something that you talk about is more than I do, and I got to talk about it more, is that people like video. Well, wait a minute, Peter, it's the video of me talking. Yeah, but it's you talking. I augmented now, thanks to you and the recommendation of Camtasia, is that as you'll see when I talk today, I'm no longer in the picture. It's my voice, my story, my message, my lessons, my hopefully encouragement. But I have pictures that will hopefully evoke some kind of a response or emotional connection, and would include some video as well, in which I think is much more effective to get my story across, and I like it. So you introduced me to a product called Camtasia, and I'm learning it and enjoying it tremendously. And I got to be honest with you, I feel like a Spielberg. I am creating I'm an artiste.
Yep.
I feel like now obviously in my own mind I'm a Spielberg, only in my own mind, but I'm becoming obsessed with it, and I'm enjoying it, and I can't wait. In fact, this morning as I was driving back from my meeting this morning, I thought about how I'm going to make different changes in my next video using Camtasia. So I'm excited to show everybody my latest creation.
Which should come up right about now. What do you think?
Let's go. Why millions and you don't? In this video, we're going to talk about why Stacy Brown makes millions and you don't. Here are 8 vignettes that will explain why Stacy Brown makes millions. Vignette number 1, dinner talk. Stacy was born and raised in Rome, Georgia. When she was growing up, dinner time was sacred time for the family. Her mother cooked every meal, and her father started every dinner conversation with the same question. So, what problems did you come across today? Then everyone discussed how to solve these everyday problems. This sparked Stacy's entrepreneurial spirit, and this skill became very important, as you will see in the next vignette. Why Stacy makes millions? Stacy is unforgettably different because she knows that when entrepreneurs are known for the problems they solve, they stand out. Vignette number 2. Now what? Stacy never forgot the power of her family dinner conversations. Stacy attended Auburn University in Alabama, and while there, Stacy met her husband and they settled in Auburn, Alabama. He worked full-time, and Stacy agreed to postpone her career and stay home to raise their 3 kids. It was the Southern thing to do. They were a perfect family in a perfect setting, so everyone thought. But when her oldest child was 6 years old, Stacy and her husband divorced. This was a financial and emotional disaster to Stacy and her 3 children. Stacy was now financially responsible for caring for her children. So Stacy took an inventory of her skills. She had not worked since the birth of her first child 6 years ago. She was looking for what she could do to make money while still being a stay-at-home mom to her 3 toddlers. And after all this thought, all Stacy could come up with was this. Number 1, she liked to cook, and she was a good cook. And number 2, She was obsessed with chicken salad. Yes, chicken salad. In the South, chicken salad is as important a food item as lobster is in the state of Maine. So then Stacy thought back to her family dinner conversations and asked herself, okay, what problem can I solve with my homemade chicken salad? She thought and said, well, wait a minute. Mothers are always looking for ways to save time. My homemade chicken salad could be used as a perfect lunch or dinner entree for the family. So Stacy made up a big batch of her chicken salad, put it in individual Tupperware containers, and Stacy went door to door selling her chicken salad. She was very successful in selling individual containers of her chicken salad. People bought her chicken salad and people loved her chicken salad. But then her customers asked Stacy to make different variations of her chicken salad. Well, how did that work out? Well, we'll tell you in the next vignette. Why Stacy makes millions? Stacy is unapologetically obsessed with chicken salad. And Stacy is unapologetically convinced that the world wants her homemade chicken salad. Vignette number 3, personification. Stacy needed to find a way to incorporate her customers' requests for variations of her chicken salad. With all of these requested variations of her chicken salad recipe, Stacy did something very, very wise. Whenever a chicken salad recipe variation was created and approved, Stacy named the new chicken salad after the person who recommended this variation. For example, there was Lauren's lemon basil savory chicken salad. There was Fancy Nancy's fruit and nutty chicken salad. And then there was everyone's favorite, Jalapeno Holly's spicy chicken salad. But Stacy took this one major step forward. She created a story about the person who recommended this recipe. Stacy personified her different chicken salads. This made Stacy's chicken salad the most unique chicken salad in the business. But even with the general acceptance of Stacy's door-to-door campaign to sell her chicken salad, this business model was unsustainable because Stacy was working long hours after her kids went to school or after they went to bed. She mentioned this dilemma to her friends and family, and here's what most of them said. Stacy, you gave it a good try, but it just won't work out. We think it's time for you to get a steady paycheck with a 9-to-5 job. Well, Stacy disagreed. She knew there had to be a more effective way to market and grow her chicken salad business, and boy did she find it. You'll see this clever marketing idea in our next vignette. Why Stacy makes millions? Stacy is unapologetically convinced that she can build a successful business based on her homemade chicken salad. And Stacy is unforgettably different because while others offer different variations of chicken salad, Stacy offers different personalities of chicken salad. A big, big difference. Vignette number 4, Centers of Influence. It is now 2007, and Stacy needed to find a way to more effectively market and create a buzz about her chicken salad. So rather than going door to door herself promoting her chicken salad, Stacy decided to approach the 2 most influential groups in town that knew most of the moms in town, hairdressers and school teachers. So Stacy visited hair salons and schools, and to each Stacy delivered a bowl of her homemade chicken salad, some crackers, and a bunch of her business cards. This worked tremendously. Shortly after doing this, her phone was ringing off the hook with orders for her chicken salad. Stacy had finally found a sustainable marketing plan for her chicken salad business. Everything was now going to be fine, or was it? You'll find out in our next vignette. Why Stacy makes millions? Stacy is irresistibly iconic because she is the first person to build a food business focused solely on chicken salad, and because she is the first person to offer different personalities of chicken salad. Vignette number 5, the phone call. What could possibly go wrong with Stacy's business now? Well, intermingled with all those calls and orders from returning customers and new customers who tasted and loved Stacy's chicken salad was the one phone call that Stacy did not expect. Someone in town had anonymously contacted the Board of Health and told them about this lady who was selling chicken salad that was being made in her family kitchen. The health department told Stacy that until she could produce her chicken salad from a health department approved commercial chicken, she could no longer sell her homemade chicken salad. Stacy now faced an obstacle she did not expect. What could she do now? Again, Stacy spoke to her family and friends and told them about her problem. Very similar to what her dad did at the dinner table. And again, these same people told Stacy, Stacy, you gave it a good try, but it is just not meant to be. We think it's time for you to get a steady paycheck and a 9-to-5 job. And again, Stacy did not agree. Stacy then spoke with Kevin Brown, a family friend and single dad, about her situation. Kevin told her that she had developed a good following and now was not the time to give up. He had an idea. So what did Kevin recommend to solve this problem? You'll find out in the next vignette. Why Stacy makes millions? Stacy is unapologetically convinced that she can now build a food business focused mainly on her chicken salad. Vignette number 6, grand opening. Stacy could no longer produce her chicken salad in her home kitchen, so Kevin recommended that Stacy open up her own chicken salad restaurant. Well, Stacy did not have any business experience, but Kevin, a former computer software salesperson who had just lost his job due to the recession, was business savvy. He offered to help Stacy get her new restaurant business off the ground. So Stacy and Kevin formed an LLC with a 51-49 business relationship. Stacy owned 51% and Kevin had 49%. They looked and they found a vacant 800 square foot space, and since neither had much money, Stacy and Kevin built out the restaurant on their own with materials from Home Depot. It was now January 7, 2008, the grand opening of their new restaurant they called Chicken Salad Chick, offering nothing but chicken salad by the sandwich, chicken salad by the scoop, or chicken salad by the take-home container. In preparation for the grand opening, always optimistic Stacy cooked 40 pounds of chicken salad in her restaurant kitchen, not her home kitchen. They opened her restaurant, Chicken Salad Chick, at 10 a.m. This is the picture of their first location. The restaurant was packed with friends and family, but no paying customers. After being open for 1 hour, the restaurant still had family and friends, but still had no paying customers. Again, the same people took Stacy aside and says, Stacy, it could be time for you to get a steady paycheck and a 9-to-5 job. Stacy ignored them. Then shortly after 11:30 a.m., paying customers started coming in, and soon the restaurant had a line out the door of people waiting to buy her chicken salad. They sold out their 40 pounds of chicken salad in 2 hours. The next day, Stacy prepared 80 pounds of chicken salad, and again they sold out in 2 hours. Their restaurant business and their personal relationship grew from there, so much so that Stacy and Kevin got married in Jamaica in 2008. In 2009, they opened 2 other locations locally, and the money just kept rolling in. But both Stacy and Kevin were working long hours and not spending enough time with their new blended family. They thought about franchising this concept, but neither one knew anything about how to start franchising. So they looked to bring in a new partner with franchising experience to take Chicken Salad Chick to the next level. How did that work out? We'll tell you in our next vignette. Why Stacy makes millions? Stacy is unapologetically convinced that with the right partner, they can successfully franchise and grow their Chicken Salad Chick restaurant business. Vignette number 7, the big mistake. Stacy and Kevin were anxious to take their Chicken Salad Chick business to the next level and beyond with franchising. In 2012, Stacy and Kevin were introduced to a couple that had franchising experience. This couple offered some money to buy into Chicken Salad Chick, and they would spearhead the franchising effort. But they wanted 51% equity. Kevin said, "No way." But Stacy pulled Kevin aside and said, "Kevin, this is our chance to grow our business beyond our capability. With their franchising experience, this could be our exit. I see no harm in giving them 51%. So Stacy and Kevin agreed to the deal. But within 4 months, this new relationship had turned sour beyond repair. The new partners had a completely different vision for the growth of Chicken Salad Chick. They wanted to expand the restaurant hours to include breakfast and dinner. And they wanted to dramatically expand their menu and not concentrate so much on chicken salad. Stacy and Kevin knew that if this happened, Chicken Salad Chick would lose its identity and Chicken Salad Chick would lose its value. So they called a meeting with the new partners, and Kevin told them, "You know what, this new relationship is not working out, and we want to dissolve the relationship." That is when Stacy and Kevin heard the words that sent shivers up and down their spine. The new investors responded very clearly and succinctly. "Stacy and Kevin, this is not a partnership. We own 51% of this business, and we can fire the two of you for cause, and we can take away your shares any time we want." That is the moment when Stacy and Kevin realized that their new investors were sharks. Fortunately, Stacy and Kevin had a board of directors, and the board approached the shark investors and stated that, "Hey, since Stacy and Kevin were the founders, you must give them the opportunity to buy you guys out." The shark investors agreed, but with the following stipulation. Number one, their buyout price was $1.3 million, 3 times the amount they had originally invested only 4 months ago. And two, Stacy and Kevin had 30 days to raise the $1.3 million, or Stacy and Kevin would be terminated and lose their shares. So then what happened? Well, you'll find out in the next vignette. Why Stacy makes millions? More now than ever before, Stacy is unapologetically convinced that her vision of a restaurant based on her chicken salad is the best way to grow and franchise their business. Vignette number 8, last chance. Stacy and Kevin had to raise at least $1.3 million in 30 days, or they would lose all that they had worked for in building Chicken Salad Chick. So Stacy and Kevin went on a fundraising tour throughout the Southeast United States, meeting with anybody, anywhere that would hear their pitch. After 28 days and many, many pitches, Stacy and Kevin had only heard this: "Thanks, but no thanks." On the 29th day, Stacy and Kevin had one last opportunity to present to a small group of potential investors at a Chamber of Commerce meeting room. Kevin gave his best pitch yet. But after this presentation, the potential investors thanked him and said, "We will call you if we are interested." So Stacy and Kevin drove home exhausted and depressed. They had given it their best shot. But on the drive home, their phone rang. It was one of the potential investors who asked Stacy and Kevin to meet him at a restaurant. This person had made his money in construction, and he remembered all the times that people helped him when he was in difficulty. He met with Stacy and Kevin and told them that he believed and wanted to help them. He then wrote Stacy and Kevin a check to buy out the shark investors, and he helped Stacy and Kevin realize their vision for Chicken Salad Chick. Stacy and Kevin were now on their way to building their dream chicken salad business. But in 2013, Kevin was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer and passed away in 2015. Let's hear from Stacy Brown herself.
Hi, my name is Stacy Brown. I'm one of the founders of Chicken Salad Chick, and my goal is to cover this country with the best chicken salad in the South.
Yes, she said chicken salad, and for her, it's a passion.
Well, I was absolutely obsessed with chicken salad as a consumer. It was just something that I would seek out in every restaurant. If it was on the menu, I was going to order it. And that developed, it became part of a perfect storm for me.
The perfect storm was a divorce, 3 small kids to take care of, and her discovery that the health department frowned upon her selling the chicken salad she made in her home in Auburn, Alabama.
So the house behind me, this is where it all started, and this is where the health department shut me down.
Decision time. Close down the chicken salad home business or take it up a notch. She went for it. And she and her now late husband, Kevin, opened a scrappy little takeout joint.
We said, okay, we're going to sell this by the pound, but we're going to make sandwiches just to go.
But they hit some snags in the beginning, like not making a profit.
Why doesn't this work? Because people are ripping the doors off of the hinges to get in here and get this food, but because we didn't have the systems in place, we couldn't get ahead.
But with some new systems and standardized processes in place, the business took off. And now, 8 years later, it's in the top 50 of Inc.'s fastest growing businesses in 2016, with a 3-year growth of just over 6,000%.
Come on in, y'all, ladies. We have a wonderful new flavor to try today, Lauren's Lemon Basil, if you haven't tried it.
And those simple sandwiches changed too.
We have 15 different flavors of chicken salad. All of our chicken salads are named after real people that have impacted my late husband's life and mine. So Buffalo Barkley, Fancy Nancy, Jalapeno Holly, Jazzy Julie.
And while the chicken salad's still the star of the show, with 15 different flavors, it's in good company.
We have something for everyone now. We have expanded our menu to include several items that are not just chicken salad, but that fall into that wonderful Southern traditional menu.
And the cravings for this type of restaurant took on a life of its own, too.
We became a well-oiled machine. People were coming in the door asking for chicken salad chicks in their communities, which led to franchising, and the growth has just been absolutely organic since.
With over 60 franchises and 9 company stores, it's pretty heady stuff for a former stay-at-home mom. But to Stacy Brown, the recipe for success? Simple.
I believe the keys to the success of Chicken Salad Chick are craveable products. People are ripping the doors off the hinges to get in here, and we are living our purpose every day because we believe it. We spread joy, we enrich lives, and we serve others, and that's what we're here to do.
So basically, a little chicken salad for the soul. Holly Furfer, CNN.
Like, you have to let me fix you the perfect bite.
Like all the other people who make millions and you don't, Stacy exhibits these 3 characteristics. Stacy is unapologetic, Stacy is unforgettable, and Stacy is irresistible. And that is why Stacy Brown makes millions and you don't.
Very cool, Frank.
Yeah, she's a very special, let me stop sharing.
Okay.
Let me get rid of this thing. Okay. It's a very special lady
Yeah.
who I like the fact when she said, after doing all my inventory, I was a pretty good cook. She wasn't a chef. She was a good cook. And I was obsessed with chicken salad. And she made a business. They're doing over 90 million a year now.
Is that a fact? Wow.
Yeah, with chicken salad. So I mentioned that this morning, a little bit about the story. I said, if she can do it with chicken salad, what do you have to offer? Everybody's got their own chicken salad.
I have mine right here.
Bingo. You found yours? Absolutely.
My passion is self-defense. My passion is making sure that people don't get hurt. You know, that nobody has the right to do your harm.
Right.
So I relate to all of that.
Good. That was fun. And I like the fact that she ignored the naysayers. They were all telling me, Stacy, you did it. Congratulations, you got this far, but it's time to find a 9-to-5 job and get that paycheck. She had 3 kids to support.
Yeah, and the person that turned her into the health department, obviously, rain on the parade type person.
Right. Jealous, right? So.
Yeah,
Cool.
a lot of those out there.
Yes.
I mean, it's a bound of how many people you run into that tell you that's stupid. You know,
Right.
What you're doing is stupid.
So.
Let's talk about your meeting this morning.
Yes, the meeting this morning. I did something different. We had the regulars there. I took my whiteboard. I can show it to you.
Oh,
My whiteboard. Yeah.
Karl Rove.
Yeah, about the same size as a Karl Rove. And I gave them a couple of whiteboard talks. The one was how I talked about our podcast. Now we've done over 90. And I said all three have these 3 things in all these 90-some people have these 3 things in common. They're unapologetic, they're unforgettable, and then they become irresistible to the right people.
Mm-hmm.
To the right people. And then for each one, I wrote down the 3 categories in each one. And then we talked about that. We had a good discussion about that. And then I have 3 of the people that were there. One's in real estate, one's in a travel business, and the other person is a handyman. I said, each of you, whether you want to admit it or not, are perceived as a commodity. I can sell anybody, get anybody in real estate to sell my house or find me a house. There's hundreds of them. I can go to Travelocity, Expedia, Priceline.com to book a trip, or I can go to Yelp and find 300 handymen that are willing to do my job. I said, whether you're a commodity or not, if you're perceived as one, you are one.
Yes.
I said, so the only way you can improve your chances of getting selected to do the business at a price that is reasonable. I said, because when people buy a commodity, they do it on one of 2 things. They buy it at the cheapest price, which means they're going to negotiate the price out, which is going to lose profit, or they're going to take the one who's the biggest because that must be the safest. I says, all 3 of you have bigger competition. And said, yeah, but you don't have to do that. You have a choice. The choice is to show your value. And what's the value you have to bring? Well, it's not what you do, because that's a commodity. It's you. So I had a figure of a little stick figure. Mm-hmm. I said, here are the 4 things. And I had a little drawing, again, with my marker on a whiteboard. I said, here are the 4 things each of you possess right now that you've got to show your prospects that you're a much better choice than the bigger guys or the bigger gals. Number 1, you have insights, things that you know that they don't know because you're in the business. Talk about that and why that's important to them. Number 2, you've developed a unique process that you do things different than Velocity, Travelocity, or the other ones. I said, talk about that. Number 3, you specialize in this. In the travel agency specializes on river cruises and that type of thing. I says, number 4, because of your experience and your specialty and your insights and your process, you help them avoid the mistakes most people fall into. I said, start with those 4, and then we'll add from there. The minute you do that, You're a better buy than the bigger guys because the bigger guys can't give them what you give them. And number two, you can charge more. I said in all of my 90-some people that I've done on the podcast that we do together, I says not one of them have cut their price. As a matter of fact, Jerry Morrell doubled the price of his hamburgers because he offered a different things. So that was, and it was a good discussion. It was a good discussion. I got a lot of good give and take, and so a lot of people taking notes, which was nice. And they all felt good at the end of the meeting that they had left with something more than what they arrived with. So hopefully it'll help their business. That was it.
Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Charlie, with his travel business, I mean, one of the things I've always said to him is that he told the story once that he booked a river cruise in Europe, and I guess the river was down and they couldn't navigate all the way, and so his people couldn't, I mean, they got on the ship or the boat and went up, and then they got stuck, and they call him, and he rerouted everything for them. He took care of it. Travelocity's not going to do that, so that ability to solve problems in real time in a foreign country, I think, is a great asset for Charlie, not a drawback.
Right, but he's got to incorporate that story into when he's talking about the cruises.
Agreed.
He's got to
He's a marketing guy too, and of course, all of us, we don't always see the forest for the trees, mind you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
Like me. Yeah. So there you go.
That was good.
Well, okie dokie. Well, I guess we can bring it to a close. So anything else you want to talk about?
Good night, Frank.
Say goodnight, Frank. All right.
Yeah, I just did.
Yeah, I bet you did.